Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Y'all know I have not gone live on here in quite some time. I've been taking a step back, but I figured I'd go live today to just celebrate the launch of the Places to Shop e-guide. I'm so excited for y'all to get access to this and for y'all to experience this as a digital resource, a digital tool for when it comes to shopping with more intention. And I'm excited to hear y'all's thoughts and how it can be better, what else I can add, all of those great things. But I wanted to go live here today to celebrate the e-guide, but also talk more about how to be more intentional with your style. I know I just went live on LinkedIn, so I'm basically on like a live tour right now. The last stop will be Instagram, but I just got the idea to do this, and I thought it would be fun to just show face and to see if y'all have any questions about the e-guide, how it can be helpful to you all, and all those good things. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of SCB Luxury Styling, where I help aspiring, sophisticated women in transition align their presence, with their purpose. So, I do that through capsule wardrobing, I do that through body shaping, and I do that through confidence building. So, with the body shapes, I created my own list of body shapes in my other ebook, The Body Shape Bible, that are a lot more enticing, a lot more positive for women. And I did that because I knew that I needed to understand a woman's body in order to best serve her stylishly or stylistically, however you want to say it. And I also knew that the body shapes that were created for us are just not, they don't leave a good taste in any woman's mouth. No woman wants to be called an apple, a rectangle, or an hourglass, at least from my experience. So I created my own body shapes and put them in a body shape Bible so that way women can be more intentional about what they're putting on their bodies. With the capsule wardrobing, I am very passionate about helping women to curate wardrobes that make more sense for them, make more sense for their lifestyle, their body shape, and of course, their personality. Not everybody's capsule wardrobe will make sense for the next person because personal style is personal. So for me, it's about really helping women to see themselves and to sit with what makes the most sense for them and not feel like they have to conform or keep up with all these trends that are happening in fashion every single season. And last but not least, I do it through confidence building. So confidence is something that I struggle with growing up. I was always very shy, and I was only really comfortable around people I was comfortable around. And that even took a minute for me to be comfortable around those people. But as a business owner, being in entrepreneurship, that has honestly helped me to increase my confidence to the highest level. You can't be shy and be a business owner. You cannot be scared and be a business owner. You can't be afraid to speak up and be a business owner. Like, I had to be confident. And not only that, but also, having a relationship with God, building my faith, and knowing the purpose that He put me on this earth to fulfill has definitely helped to increase my confidence. So, doing things like this, it used to be very scary for me, and now they're not. I also did a lot of live segments during the pandemic, so that has also helped me to be more confident with speaking. So, confidence is a really, really big deal for me. And I know a lot of women struggle with that as well. So, that's something that I love focusing on in my styling experiences, which I love to call style therapy. So, without further ado, I have a couple of different speaking topics that I want to talk on today about being more intentional with your style. And of course, I want to talk about the e guide because I didn't create this e guide by accident. Literally, I started curating a list of places that I was discovering, that I was shopping at, that a lot of people didn't even know existed. And to be honest with you, I personally was curating a list for myself. When working with my clients, I wanted to have something that I could go to just refresh my memory on where I could shop, where I could go, where I could suggest, where I could recommend my clients to go to. And it was literally just for me. Like, this wasn't something I was sharing with anyone. But over time, I noticed that people started to ask me, like, oh, well, where do you shop for your clients? Where are you shopping? Because A lot of people felt like they shopped everywhere and could not find what they were looking for. And I'm like, well, look, it's a plethora, it's an abundance amount of places that you can shop online and in store that you may not know about. And I'm really big on online shopping specifically because being located in Baltimore, I just feel like our demographics and our inventory isn't always the best. And I also don't like looking like everybody else. So for me, I really wanted to make sure that where I was shopping, regardless of if it was a Zara or H&M or even a store that people have never heard of, I wanted to make sure that I was finding different looking stuff. I don't like looking like other people. I don't like, you know, just looking so, I don't even know the word, but I don't like looking like everybody else. I like looking like myself. And I'm not big on following trends. I just don't like that. And it's something that I encourage my clients not to do as well. So with the stores that I was finding and coming across, I just started curating a list. And when people started asking me about those stores and places, I'm like, you know what? I guess I could share this. I mean, I'm so big on education. I'm so big on, introducing people to new stuff and pushing people out of their comfort zone. I could share, where I'm shopping. So I started putting together this list of places to shop. And of course, I started to think of other things to add in there that I knew would be valuable to the person reading it. Yes. Hey, Dana. Thanks for tuning in. But with that, I just started to think about like, okay, what else could people want? Well, instead of just giving you all a list, I ended up organizing the places to shop in price buckets because not everybody is open or willing to invest in the same types of things. Like I've always talked about what I like investing in, which is jackets and jeans and shoes. But some people may not want to invest in jackets. Some people may not want to invest in shoes. So I created my own price buckets that start from the lowest tier all the way up to the highest tier when it comes to the price points that are being offered on each brand and each website. So that way, if you're, wanting to not spend a ton of money but still want some really great pieces, you can go to the lower tier. And if you're interested in spending a little bit more on something, you can go to the tier above that. So just really being intentional with that and organizing it in price buckets. I also added in some tailors that are in the Baltimore and DMV area because I'm really big on tailoring and really big on, just making your wardrobe work for you and not against you. I always talk about how there are so many brands out here that are cut so differently. And, if you're in between sizes and something is too small in one size and then too big in a size up, go with the larger size and get it tailored to fit you perfectly. Having a tailor in your back pocket or just having someone to alter your clothing to make it fit you perfectly is like curating a custom wardrobe. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want a wardrobe that fits perfectly to their body? Regardless of if your body is constantly shifting or changing, if it's a good quality piece, you could take it in and you could take it out. And if you go to a great tailor, like the ones that are mentioned in the e-guide, then they know what they're doing. So you don't have to worry about, wasting money or, things like that. So I added in some tailors. What else did I add in? Some video content. So because most of these places that I've added to the e-guide are linking to websites, it's going to encourage you to shop online for the most part. Now, some of these places in the e-guide do have storefronts. You can go inside some of these stores, but because the e-guide is digital, it's literally linked to different websites. It's going to encourage you to shop online. So I wanted to make sure that you knew how to shop online and what to look for, what not to look for, what to do, all the things to make sure that you were making the best decision when choosing your online items when shopping online. So the first video piece of video content is how to shop online like a pro. So in that video, these two videos that I've added in were released within the last year or so. And in that video, I'm walking you through like what to look for, how to look at the size guide, how to make sure an item has reviews, how to make sure you know what the fabrication is, how to make sure you're choosing the right size. Like all of those things are important when you're shopping online, and a lot of those things too kind of are overlooked, especially by women and men who are maybe shopping on a website for the first time, or they're maybe just going off of what they see versus what they're actually reading and what's actually there. So y'all have to read when shopping online, y'all. Y'all can't just go out here buying any and everything you see online and expecting it to look a certain way when the person who's wearing the item or the person modeling the item on the website looks nothing like you. So I added in that video along with the detox made easy video. So the closet detox made easy, knowing how to or knowing what to toss, what to keep, what to tailor in your wardrobe, really giving you some discernment on how to make the decisions with your clothes, is also in there as well. So it's very valuable. I love the e-guide, so I know it's going to be a great resource for you as well. And at the end of this live, I'm going to walk y'all through what actually it looks like in the inside. But ooh, I need to take a sip of water. I've been doing a lot of talking. But I also have some speaking points for today because I can't just go live and talk about the guide. Like, I want to give y'all some tips and some value and all those things. So, speaking point number one, why intentional style even matters. So, I don't know about y'all, but the older I get, the more intentional I want to be with everything, with the relationships I'm building, with the business decisions that I'm making, with what I'm eating, with what I'm doing with my body, even down to what I'm putting on my body, obviously, how I'm dressing. And intentionality is just a big deal for me. I remember when I was younger, even when I was just starting out in business, I wanted to do any and everything. I wanted to work with everybody. I wanted to be on everybody's IG live. I wanted to be on everybody's in everybody's business, at everybody's event. I literally wanted to show people that I was doing something. And back then, my definition of success looked a lot different than what it looks like now. For me, being successful is being busy, or back then, being successful was being busy, making money, having a bunch of clients, doing all of these things all at once. And I quickly got tired, burnt out, and just didn't feel like I was even doing anything for anybody. I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my purpose, and I also didn't feel like I was even helping anybody. So that was honestly 2019. It wasn't that long ago. And that was my first time being full time in my business. Fast forward to 2022, I was doing all the things. I was extremely busy. I was getting consistent clients. I also had a 9 to 5. I also had another gig on the side that I was doing. And I was busy making money. And again, I did not feel fulfilled. I did not feel like I was truly helping my clients. And by the end of that year, I had nothing to show for it. I literally had no money. I literally had no capacity to do anything, and I was tired and I was confused because I'm like, well, wait a minute. I had just hired a administrative assistant, a style assistant. I had just brought her on, and was so embarrassed that I was doing all of these things on social media, having all of these clients, and then as soon as I bring on somebody to help me, it all disappeared. It all like evaporated. So once I lost my job in 2023, the following year, for the third time, I had got laid off for the third time at the top of 2023. I didn't have any clients. I didn't have a job. I was on unemployment, thankfully, but I didn't have anything. And I spent 2023, most of 2023, revamping my business, rebuilding my faith. I had just um, got into a community at the time called Increase 365, and I was introduced to that community at the end of 2022, and it just all worked out the way that God needed it to, and it was a life changing year for me. Another one, full time in my business, but not really making any money. And also without a 9 to 5, but on unemployment. So I had plenty of time to sit in my thoughts and think about what my next steps were going to be and what I was going to do. And that year, I actually hired another coach. And I spent that time rebuilding the foundation of my business. And for a long time, I was calling myself a personal stylist, curating outfits and helping my clients shop and all of those things. But in 2023, I realized that I wanted to do a lot more than just that. I was kind of already doing that, but not really. So in 2023, I rebuilt the foundation of my business and I relaunched as the Style Savant. And I started um, re I, what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of switched or pivoted my brand messaging and started talking about more about the capsule wardrobes, more about the confidence building, more about the body shapes, which is something I was talking about previously, but it wasn't at the forefront of my business. It was something that I was talking about in conversations with my clients, but it wasn't something that I was creating content about or sharing on social media. So, but it was always something that I believed in and I knew that was important. So now, as a style savant, I focus on the body shapes, I focus on the capsule wardrobes, I focus on the confidence building. And a lot has come from that. My faith has increased. I've gained more clients, but more quality clients who understand the value that I bring to the table. And I am just excited to see where this all leads. This e-guide is just another starting point to something else that I'm excited to create and see to come to fruition. Community has been something that I've been trying to build and create for this side of my business because I have three. This is one of them. This is the main business, to be honest with you. And I have been trying to create community for this side of my business for a very, very long time. The other two, it has been easy, or at least a lot easier than this one. And I didn't understand why it was so challenging, but I believe that this e-guide is going to lead to a community of women and even some men who want to be more intentional with their style. And with me making these updates to the e-guide periodically, it's really going to lead to that community piece. But I won't say too much about that. Let me hop into my three speaking points so we can wrap up because I could talk about this for forever. But point number one, why intentional style even matters. I already said that. Point number two, because I was trying to get to my point of sharing my story, but intentionality is a big thing. So, how all of that even leads to style and how it all relates to style is because what you put on your body is an important choice that you make every single day. You don't leave out the house butt naked, like you have to put clothes on. So why not be intentional about that? Why not be intentional about what you're putting on your body? It's not about buying more, which at one time I thought, you need more, you need to be more visible, you need to be everywhere all at once. Intentionality doesn't really mean that. It means being more strategic. It means being smart. It means being intentional about what you're doing. So that was point number one. I lost my train of thought sharing my story. Point number two, practical ways to be more intentional. So if you are following me on either of these platforms, then you know, or you may not know, I share a new blog, a new Substack post, and a new LinkedIn article every Friday. And it all is based around a specific topic. And today's topic was how to be more intentional with your style. And in each of those blogs and articles, I shared 7 to 10 ways on how to be more intentional with your style. And of course, I'm not going to go through all 7 or 10, but I did want to talk about my top three that I always talk about. So, how to be more intentional with your style. Number one, curate a wish list. So, if there is a list of items that you know that you need or a list of items that you know that you want, then have a list of that. Curate a list of that and keep that in your phone. I like to keep it in the notes section of my phone, or you can write it down, whatever is easiest for you. But having that list is going to be a game changer for you because when you're out and about, when you're shopping, when you're living life and you see something that you like, you want to be intentional about whether or not you want to purchase that item. Because it may not even be something that's on your list. And if it's not on your list, that means it's probably something that you don't need. But if it is on your list, then maybe it is. So we'll get more into that in the next point. But curate a list of items that you know that you want and that you need. There are a ton of gaps in your closet that I'm sure that you have. So this whole list is supposed to help you to fill those gaps. I always like to say, think of it as what you're grabbing for that you don't necessarily have. So for a minute, I was grabbing for a black blazer. Y'all know, if you know me, black is one of my least favorite colors, but it's definitely a color that I feel like everyone needs in their wardrobe, regardless of if they love it or not. I think it's important to have black. It goes with everything, but it's just not something that I wear often. But because of that, I did not have a black blazer. And you would think, like the girl who has all these blazers, you would think that I have a black one. No, I have colored blazers. I have other neutrals, but I don't have black. So I knew that I needed a black blazer because I kept grabbing for it and I did not have one. So when I finally got the opportunity to get one, it was on my list and I knew that it was something that I needed. So being intentional about that list, and when you're out and not just shopping just because things are on sale, not just shopping for things just because, it's right in front of you, but pulling up that list and seeing, like, is this something I really need or no? Point number two, setting a monthly budget. So this kind of ties into point number one, because if you are out and about shopping, you see something that is on your list, but then you're wondering, like, can I afford this? It's like, okay, well, I did set a budget and this is within my budget. So yeah, I actually can buy this right now. So we set budgets for everything else, but we don't consider setting a budget for our wardrobes and our fashion and our style. Even when it comes to, um, you know, a budget for like help. Like if you decide that you want to hire a trainer, or if you decide that you want to hire a stylist, you have a budget set aside specifically for that. So setting a budget for that is so important. So say you set a budget for $300 a month on fashion and style and things that you want to purchase to add to your wardrobe, and you come into a store, you see something that you love, that thing is on your list, that thing is something that you need, and you look at the price and you're like, oh, 150. Hmm, I can buy this because it's within my budget. And I haven't even touched my budget this month for $300. So I can actually buy this. So setting a budget is so important. When it comes to your fashion and your style, again, we set budgets for everything else. So why can't we do the same for our style? And then point number three, I always like to talk about tailoring your clothes. So to kind of piggyback off of point number two, you can also set a budget for tailoring. People always have so much pushback when it comes to tailoring. Like, oh, tailoring is such an inconvenience. I don't want to have to buy something and get it tailored. Girl, like, do you want your clothes to fit or not? Do you want to love your wardrobe or not? Tailoring, again, doesn't have to be expensive. You can spend $25, $50, or less on tailoring. And if you have a budget for it, then that's even better. You're not going over budget because you're within your budget with tailoring. And a lot of people also say, like, oh, if I'm spending $1,000 on something, I shouldn't need to get it tailored. Again, every brand is cut differently. You cannot control how something is going to fit your body. So why not take the extra step to get it tailored? And it doesn't even have to be a lot. I'd say the only time I feel like you will spend a lot of money on tailoring, if you're literally like turning a shirt into a dress, or like, and not even that, because that doesn't even have to be expensive either. But if you're taking a lot of fabric out of something, and if you're working with a very difficult fabric, if you're taking a lot of fabric out of something, if you're working with a very difficult, like unique type of fabric, or if you're like doing a lot of tailoring to something, that's when it's going to be expensive. But if you're just hemming something, taking something in a little bit by the waist, taking something in a little bit by the shoulder, or the torso, it ain't gonna be that daggone expensive. Like, come on now, be real. So I say that to say, don't be afraid to get your clothes tailored. And if you go to a good tailor and if you're buying good pieces, then that item should be able to be taken in and out. So if you're losing weight or if you're gaining weight, if you're going to a good tailor and that tailor can do what needs to be done, they should be able to take your clothes in and out when need be. So get yourself a tailor, get your clothes tailored to fit you perfectly so that your wardrobe can fit custom to you. So those are just my top three practical ways to be more intentional with your style. So to end this out, I wanted to just talk about the e-guide. So I hope that the e-guide is something that's going to help you to be more intentional with your style. for you to shop smarter and not harder, to save you money, to not be stressed out, and to also introduce you to some brands that you may or may not have heard of, or reintroduce you to some brands that you maybe used to shop at, but you kind of forgot about, or, it's just been some time. So when you first purchase the e-guide, you're going to get a receipt, and then you're going to get an email with a link to download the e-guide. When you open it up, it's going to be the title page, and then it's going to be a page that says this e-guide will be updated periodically, because it will. When you keep moving through the e-guide, you'll then be introduced to the price buckets that I created. And then you'll see the first video, which is the how to shop online like a pro, online shopping 101, all that good stuff. And you can click into that video. It'll take you right to the video, and that's where you'll learn how to shop online. When you keep moving through the e-guide, you'll then run into the whole list of clothing and brands. So the first list is online and in-person retailers. So these stores are mainly online, but then there are some that are in person as well. Then you'll move into the multi-brand retailers. So that is websites that offer a variety of brands, not just their own, or just a variety of brands in general, like your ASOS or your Net-a-Porter. And then you'll move to shoes, because I also added in shoes as well, that are organized by price bucket. Now, some of these brands are going to have an asterisk by it, and then some of them are going to be bolded. So the brands that have an asterisk are extended sizing. They offer extended sizes. So from 3 extra small to all the way up into whatever, 4X, 3X, whatever it is that they offer. I thought I believe that's important to highlight, because the clients that I work with are plus size. Some of them they find it hard to find websites that have really cute pieces that offer plus size clothing or just extended sizes. So that is what the asterisks mean, extended sizes. And then the bolded brands or the bolded text are going to be stores that are in person. So whether they are in the US or whether they are international, there is a physical location that you can go to. Regardless of if you can get to it or not, it is offered. So that is how that is organized. And again, I'm going to continue adding on new retailers to this periodically. So this is just a taste of what I have to offer and what I have to share. But this is something that's going to grow with both me and you, because the more I discover brands, the more I'm introduced to brands, the more I will add to this list over time. And also not just brands, but also more features, also more categories. Right now it's just shoes and clothes, but then I planned on expanding to accessories. I planned on expanding to jewelry or whatever else I can think of, and whatever else you guys say that you want. So this is an opportunity for you all to engage with me after you purchase the e-guide, and let me know, your honest thoughts, your honest opinions. You will not hurt my feelings. This is something that will always be ever changing and evolving. So let me know what you feel as though you wanted to include, and I'll discern whether or not if that's something I want to add into what I created. When you pass all the list of the stores and brands, you'll then see the local tailors that are located, and I'm looking at it as we speak, the local tailors that are located in the Baltimore and the DMV area. And then you'll see the second video that is also within the e-guide as well, which is the Closet Detox Made Easy, Keep, Toss, and Tailor. So that is the entire ebook or e-guide. Once you get to the end, you'll see all of my contact information. You have the ability to then schedule a style assessment, grab the body shape measurements card, grab your the copy of the Body Shape Bible, and then also download a free the Ultimate Guide to Curating a Capsule Wardrobe as well. So it's a lot of value in this e-guide that I'm excited to evolve and update over time, and I hope that you enjoy it, y'all. So I appreciate y'all's time for this live segment. If you are watching live or if you're watching a replay, let me know in the comments what you think once you purchase it. Let me know if you have any questions about the e-guide before you purchase it, and even afterwards. And I hope that this resource is something that will definitely shift the way that you perceive style and shift the way that you see shopping online, and just, curating a personal style and a wardrobe that aligns with who you are. So I thank y'all for tuning in with me. I'm on a live segment tour. So this I just went live on LinkedIn. This is my second live and I'm going to end out on Instagram. Trying to figure out what page I want to go live on, whether it be my personal page or my business page. Um but I think I can share whatever live on the other page if that is possible. I think I can do that. But yeah, other than that, thank y'all for tuning in with me. I don't know when I'll be live back on here again, but I will let y'all know as soon as the weekly live segments start back up. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.